The land of Iliacum is a melting pot of people from different races, cultures, and origins. Some came from the gods themselves. Some arrived through magic portals, still to be understood today. Guided by strong will and hopes, they created new cities and fought the invasions for survival. The cities are stronger now and safer, but there is more to discover. Divine plans are awaiting heroes to write the next pages of history. To decide the present and future and bring back some of the past. The bonds here are strong, but the brave must always be ready to defend their way of life.
Hello, boys. hello. This is an old trailer, but it's not too bad. I think it's still a good one. And sorry, I didn't advertise yet, so give me 1 second. I have to just send few messages here and there telling that we are live. And yeah, I changed the title because actually I was going to discuss about streaming levels, but then I realized that we are actually not using streaming levels, and I will explain you a bit why, so that we can see together what to do. I would like to test a bit this word composition and understand how it works and how we can use it. I think it's already in place. I will explain you how it works so you get an understanding of it, and also I will review the other possibility, which is streaming levels, and then we will proceed from there. Another thing I would like to do is potentially to have this weather manager ported, so to have let's say to have just a second. Yeah, so when I post after a few minutes, then I get the right screenshot. Okay. Yes, to have, let's say, the proper setup for our world, but also I would like to have the weather manager managing the time of the day, so that we can get a 24-hour cycle with yes, a 24-hour cycle. So let me just finish the advertising, so maybe some people will join. Some people may join us. What I'm missing? I think I'm missing something. I think I'm missing Discord. Okay, done. Who's online, by the way? Who's online? Hello, Maui. Hello, Jared. Hey. I'm here. I'm here. Okay, so what we want to review, and I will show you the launcher, right? That is the Unreal Engine launcher, and inside the Unreal Engine launcher you can open up specific projects, also example projects. Like there is one here which is these content examples, which I would like to show you. And this content example is showing streaming levels. I don't think it's showing, we can check if it's showing also work composition. But the point is that we want to be able to have a very large world, right? And this large world should say be made of pieces, different pieces like we were seeing yesterday, made of different pieces, which are our maps, and be able to load and unload those pieces as needed, right? So these are all the examples that we have here at the bottom. So for example, there is level scripting, level streaming, level workflow. I don't think there is let me see if there is composition. No, composition is not here. But level streaming is pretty interesting. Is this one, which we can play, and I can show you. I don't know if I can go full screen with that. Simulate. I think I can. Should be starting. No. Standalone game. Okay, standalone game I think is what I want. So I can go full screen. Yes. Okay, now I'm full screen. So there is a demo level made by the Unreal guys, and is explaining how level streaming works. And basically you have this hallway, which, as you see in that area, is empty at the moment. So you have just a blue sky at the back, right? And you don't have anything else loaded here. But as this guide is saying, this part, the gray part, is actually the persistent part. So it's the part of the level that is always loaded. So this piece is always loaded. Then when you move, for example here, boom, you see that another part is appearing, and it is because you just crossed what is called the streaming volume. So there is an invisible box which is surrounding this area, and as soon as you enter in this area, for example, if I go back, you see it disappear. If I go forward, it appears again. So as soon as you cross the streaming volume, the streaming volume, I think it's called the streaming volume, the streaming volume, then you may decide that that streaming volume is loading another level. Okay, so it's showing another level, and so on. I mean, I don't go into much details, but like here on the ground, they have 3 platforms, and if you step on one of these platforms, one level is loaded here instead of the blue area. So if I step here, is loaded. If I move forward, is also shown, right? Something like this. And so on. And then there are different techniques. You see, like now is unloading the level. When I step back here, is unloading a piece of the level. And here I don't remember, but there are other examples, like you have a door. In this case we see after the door, because this door is transparent, but may not be. But if I open it, the level loads. If I stay at the back, when the door is closed, I think it unloads. No, I don't remember, but anyway, that is how it works, right? So that when you step, like yes, this one, when I go close, it appears. When I go at the back, it disappears. Okay? So this is just a way to say that these areas here are, hello snail mail. These areas are, let's say, areas that you can connect between you can have say a single map that is composed of all these sub maps, and inside the sub map you can decide which levels you're going to see when you are in a certain position or whatever. So it's very similar to the sector concept that we were having in Crystal Space, even if in Crystal Space was a bit more, I wouldn't say powerful, but probably yes, I would say powerful, in the sense that sector could be defined as say a group of geometry, but also you could define portals that were bringing from one level to the other, so from one sector to the other. Now I think it's possible also in Unreal, it's just that I don't know how to do it, but I think it's possible to have a geometry like a portal that is showing the rest of the levels. Okay, so why I'm saying this, because yesterday we were discussing about how to split, the world into sub pieces, and yes, and this is a way, this is one way. So you split it. So the way it works, I don't know how to exit from this, by the way. Quit. Okay. The way this works is pretty interesting, in the sense that you have your level. Now I'm in the editor, right? So you have all your level here, and you have this loading, these streaming volumes, which are kind of boxes, transparent boxes, and you decide what happens when you cross a certain box. For example, if you remember here, we have the platform on the ground, and if you see, there is a kind of a, I don't know if you can see it, it's a bit small, but there is a kind of a box, a rectangular shape here, which is our trigger volume. So when I enter into this volume, then the trigger will start and can do something, can load the level, unload the level, can make it visible and such, right? So that is what it's doing. So there is one way that we can use, right? There is one way that we can use, and in this case, the definition of the different pieces is very detailed, in the sense that you have to decide these volumes. For each volume, decide which levels, and you can also trigger them by blueprints. So you can have a very precise setup for this thing. You can have a very precise setup, which maybe is what we need. I don't know. Now the way you see it in the editor is that you go under levels, and you see your persistent level here. Then below it you see level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. So these are all your sub levels, and if you want to understand which one is which, you can just, for example, go here at the beginning. This is streaming level 1, the one in red. If I hide it, you'll see that it disappears, right? That is the streaming level that is getting hidden. Or I can hide the second one and such. I don't know why. For some reason, when I hide, I lose the. Okay, it goes back to details. Okay. Okay. So we were discussing for the weather system, right? So for the weather system, we were discussing if we should split our world in areas, and then having each area having its own weather. So in one area is raining, in the other area is not raining, right? And so we could split our areas this way. Obviously, this is a very simple example to show you, to show how this works. But obviously, one level can be huge. Now here the levels are super small, like it's one section as small as this, but it can be very very big, and then you can have connection only when needed. Okay. So there is one way, and I still don't know exactly if I want this way or another way, but there is one way. Okay, so at least we understand that it is a possibility. Then there is another possibility, which is word composition, which seems to be what the guy that was working with me at the beginning on Unreal as a setup. So if I go into our current Unreal Engine project, which I just opened, and I go under this map, which is the main world, right? That is the main world. And go under levels, I will see all this big list of levels, this very long list of levels, which are all the levels that are part of our map. At the moment they are not loaded, none of them is loaded, only the podium level, which is this one where we basically have the character creation. Sorry, the speed is just insane. Let me slow it down a bit. Okay, it's too much. I think 4 is okay. Okay, yeah. And there is the character selection level, right? So it's where we by the way, there is a small monster here for some reason. There is the level where we select our character, right? And this one is the only one that is loaded in the persistent level at the moment. There is nothing else. But on demand, right, when our player travels to one place or another, we can decide to load up one of these additional levels. For example, we can decide to load up Hidla 0804, which is basically the main city, the main part of the city, right? So you can Maui, you're saying you can keep the gate side as trigger point. Yes, you can have say triggers, so that can be by pressing a button or just entering a specific area. So you can decide a perimeter. As soon as you enter in that perimeter, it will trigger the loading of the level you want, right? Which is which I think it makes sense. And you do it manually. I mean, you do it manually. You set it up manually, okay? So you have all the granularity, all the control you want, right? Because you can decide that a certain level loads only after something happens, or those two levels are loading together because there is a visibility between them and such. The way our maps are set up now is a bit different. So it's not using streaming levels, which is what we have seen before, but is using what is called world composition. Okay, world composition. In fact, here I cannot associate one level to streaming volume. I cannot do it because it's disabled on this setup. But I have one additional button, which is this one, which is called summon word composition. And this word composition, I still have to understand it a bit, but anyway, this word composition is basically a listing, right? It's composing in pieces, in squares, like you say, all our world, right? So I have the different areas, and the main areas we are now is this one, which is the Hydla 08 whatever map, right? Which has on top a skybox, and so I think this is why we see the skybox. In this word composition method, maybe I can find also some documentation to show you, but in this word composition, things work a bit differently. So you don't have to set up anymore. You don't have to set up anymore the streaming volumes. You don't have to decide, manually when a level is displayed or not displayed, but it is kind of done automatically by the engine while you are walking forward through the world, and when you are approaching, let's say, the next map, the map is loaded automatically. Okay, so this is kind of what it does. If you see, it is the description. World composition has been designed to simplify managing large worlds. One of the goals is to avoid using a persistent level to store streaming information, as it became a bottleneck when the team level design wants to work on levels simultaneously. The persistent level does not store any streaming information, instead scans a folder and tracks all found levels at the streaming level. Each streaming level is information stored in the package header, which world composition can read without loading into memory. Initially, all the levels except the persistent level are unloaded. You can load or unload manually at any time. It relies on world origin shifting feature. Okay, this will, so we can create unlimited worlds basically. And to activate world composition, this is what I wanted to check. Okay, to activate world composition, you have to go under world settings. Okay, and let me just check these world settings. Okay, because this is exactly what I wanted to understand better. Is it under project settings or is somewhere else? Should be under project setting and then world, I think. Even if I don't see it. Maps and modes. Let me search maybe world here, and we say composition is not here and world is not here, so I think it's somewhere else. Even if there is engine network, there is enable multi something, engine network, world, enable multiplayer, world origin rebasing, but it's not here. It's not here. World settings, I think I found it. Here it is. You right click on your main map and you just search world settings. So world settings, we have enable world composition set, like the guide is saying. So we have enable world composition, yes. And then in this one, I think we also have something more. Selected game mode, kill Z, blah blah blah. Enable world bounce check. Enable navigation system. Enable AI, enable world origin rebasing. Okay, so I think we have all the basic settings needed, right? Good. Enable. There is also a use client server side. No, use client side level streaming, which means enable client side streaming volume instead of server side. Server is all the streaming levels always loaded. Client independently stream level in and out based on streaming volumes. Well, actually, I think we will need that because because I mean our server should have every level loaded, right? Otherwise, you cannot move the NPCs and you cannot interact. But the client should load up only the levels that we want. So here he explains you a bit how the level hierarchy works. So you have your persistent level, you have starter map. The one in blue is the current level, right? You double click it to load it, and that's it. So if you want to compose the levels, yeah, you just click on this world composition and you get into this editor, right? Actually, I never used it because, as I told you, another guy did this. It's not me. So I'm just trying to look at what he did. So if I click on this, this is what I see. I see a composition of pieces. Now, unfortunately, I don't have an image on top, so I cannot really. Maybe because it's not loaded. I think it's because it's not loaded. Let me load any level, like for example, I think this one has something. So let me load it. Okay, yes. The only problem is that I see only the skybox. I basically see the skybox. I don't see anything else. Yes, I see the sky. So I see basically a blue thingy. Probably because there is the blue skybox on top, right? Can I remove it? Let me check. If I open this level, I would like to open it up. Let me just shrink this. If any of you has used this feature and wants to help, that will be very, very useful to me. So if you want to, but if I open up this and finding content browser, which is here, and I open it up. Now let's open this one, which I think is finding content browser. Okay, it's this level. Content to save. No, please don't save. I don't want to save anything that I'm doing. Okay, so in this one I have a landscape. Okay, I just have a landscape, which is this one. Unfortunately, it's super big, so I have to increase the camera speed if I want to be able to move decently. Is all kind of a gray landscape. There is no texture associated unless it's loading maybe the material. No, it's not. It doesn't have a material associated. What we can do, maybe we can copy it from our main level, so at least we see, and I'm not gonna save any of this, right? I'm just playing with it. Actually, before we continue, that's a good point. Before we continue, I think I would like to check in what we did yesterday, because I think I didn't check in anything. Yes, it's all still check it out. So let me just check in. So commit what we did yesterday, so we don't mess up. You know, we don't mess up anything. So we changed the weather to randomize differently, even if it doesn't really work. But rain and thunder. This is what we did yesterday. Then we fixed the buy and sell, well, let's say the merchant window. We fixed the merchant window, buy and sell. It works properly now. You can buy and sell items. Okay, this is the main thing that we did yesterday. And then I don't know what else we did. We added few buttons, but I don't know, maybe we cleaned up. But anyway, let's just check this in. So we have it check it in. Okay, perfect. Let me just update to see. Okay, perfect. So now we can mess up with our levels without fearing anything, because we have everything loaded up. Everything stored in Subversion. So you see here we assign the material at least to our, maybe it's not the best material, it's just an example. At the moment it's very tiled and not really using multiple materials, I think. So, but let me check how this is done. So we have a landscape material, which is called grassland. So I think we can just assign the same to the other level. Can I open it in a new level or no? A new window? Like if I want to open this one, can I? No. No, it's opening in the main one. Okay, but basically this is the height map, and we want just to assign grassland like we had there and see what happens. Okay, at least it's green. I mean, it's not that great, but at least it's green. I think it's recalculating some of the shaders. No? Why it disappeared? It was okay for 1 second and then it disappeared. I don't know if it's recalculating shaders or what, but it's just completely black now. Yeah, I think it's compiling the shaders, but okay, like now it's okay. When I stepped into it, it became completely black, but now it's not doing it anymore. Okay, maybe recalculate it. So there is no light on this level, and there is no skybox. So let's save it like this. We can then revert it back from subversion. So if I open my word composition, and to do it I have to go on the main level for what I understand. If I go here and I open word composition, right, and I check the moment there is nothing loaded. Okay, I think I changed. Which one did we change? BD road something. We changed. Let me check which one we changed. We changed BD road 8.2. Okay. BD road 8.2, exactly this one. So if I load it up, now it's still showing. I think the reason is because in my main level, which is this one, I have the skybox, and the skybox is covering everything, basically. I can remove the skybox, or I can make it. Can I make it one-sided only? Because I think it's two-sided at the moment. You see, if I say actor hidden in game, now here in the word composition, I finally see something. So I see my height map. You see, I see the color. You see how it's been done in circles. When you see it from the top, it looks very silly, but when you navigate it through the game, it looks okay. But it's actually made of a bunch of circles. Yeah, bunch of circles, and then popping up, up and down, moving up and down the world. So it was done in a very simple way. Sorry, just read your comment now, Snail Mail. You say it should be on the word Windows setting. Yes, just keep in mind if you go beyond 20 kilometers when you're also basing. Okay. Did you use this already? I mean, did you use word composition already for other projects? Because what I would like to test, and I think I would like to test this as soon as possible, is what happens when you are, close to one of the borders with your character, if you have a feeling that something is loading on the other side or not. That is what I would like to understand. Right? If there is a way for me to test that, I think the easiest could be that I make my character move very quick, so I can run through this quickly. I don't know exactly where is that, but I think it's inside. You use good. It's good to know that you used it, because maybe while I go through this, maybe you can help me to understand it better. Because what I would like to do is let's take our character, right? How do I decide the speed of walking? Speed. No, I don't have it here. Is it in the animation? I don't think it's in the animation, right? It should be in the movement. Because I have this one, and then I have this. Because if I make my character run very quick, I think I can just test quickly what happens when you cross the different sections. Blueprints, crank character. This is my character. This is my main character. One of the characters I'm using. Okay? And can I speed up? Can I just have him walk like super quick? I don't know how speed of walking is working at the moment. Movement. I have no idea. I don't remember. I think I did it some time ago, but I don't remember. Unreal Engine, how to set speed of your character. Do you know how to do it? I have no idea how to do it. Character speed tutorial. How can I change my character movement speed? How to set the movement speed with a trigger. Increasing warp speed and jump rate of the character. There's a lot of people asking the same question. So actor speed, for instance, I think I have it somewhere, but speed blueprint is getting a blueprint to manage the begin overlap, cast characters, character movement, work speed. Okay. Yeah, I did it in. I remember I did it in Crystal Hunt, right? When you were eating a crystal, you were starting to run faster or to jump higher. So, but I'm just trying to understand what is the base speed that or we just put it into my character blueprint in the construction, so that when it's constructed we just boost the speed. But I remember there was. Let me just close the composition. I remember there was a thingy for movement. No? I think there was. I'm pretty sure there was. Character movement component. Yes, but the character movement component is in my blueprint then. Okay, let me try. There is a character. You're saying there is a character movement here, but actually I don't. Character movement. Here it is. Inherited from somewhere else. Here it is. You're right. Is inherited from what? I think I have it in my character movement inherited. Okay, they are all inherited, but I can say that this character movement speed. So air control. Let me see. Gravity, air control, blah blah blah. Set max walk speed, set max ground speed. So the walk speed at the moment is 600. Do you think if I increase this to 6,000 it will make a difference? Let's see. Obviously this has to be server side as well, right? So what I mean, the point is that all of this, if I make it 6,000, can I run like a boss? If you have used the word composition already, do you think that is the best way to use it for an MMO like we want to do, or there is another way, or is the level streaming the best way? And also, I want the server to load all the maps, and I want the client to load only the maps based on distance, and visibility. So this is what I want. So I just need to figure out what is the right, the right setting for that. Okay, let me see if I walk at 6,000 speed. Wow, I do. Oh my god, I'm so quick. Okay, nice. It's accelerating, by the way, so it's low at the beginning and then it becomes super quick. Okay, perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. The next thing I want to do is the jump, because I want him also to be super jumping, so that we can go wherever we want outside the walls and everything and everywhere. So jump. So jump Z velocity at the moment is 600. Air control boost, falling, deceleration, gravity. Apply gravity while jumping. Okay, let's try to make 6,000 this as well. Okay, and see what happens. If I jump very high, I think it's fine. It's what I want. So what composition is made for MMO and large scale games? Okay, nice. So this is what we're gonna use then. I mean, it's already set up like this because there was a guy named Ravna, which helped me at the beginning, and he has set up this world. He has set up this world, and okay, let me jump. Nice, exactly what I wanted. Okay, you see now. Okay, wow, it's quite of a jump. I mean, it's really a jump. Plus my super speed. So this way is north. Okay, so this way we should have the other level. Ah, he loaded now. I've seen it. He loaded now. Okay. So it's already working, boys. I have nothing to do. Because for a second it was not here. When I was in the air, it was not there. And then at a certain point it just popped, you know, into view. Unfortunately now we have a lot of fog for the next 60 seconds. Can we just disable this freaking weather and just do clear sky, and so we can test this? Because otherwise I have to wait 60 seconds that the weather changes. And I don't want to do that. So the weather is where was that? Don't save any maps. I don't want to save any maps. Was in the level blueprint, or was no, it was not in the level blueprint. It was in the sky. Sorry, it was in the sky. In the sky object, this is where it is. Let's just disable it a second, otherwise set target weather. Let's just freaking disconnect this. So I think it will do nothing, hopefully it will do nothing. Let me check the main event graph, apply weather setting. Let me just disconnect also this one, so we are sure that nothing happens. And also event begin play, we just remove everything. Okay, fine. So now it should be clean, so it should always be clear sky. We're using Python? No, we're not using Python. What do you mean by using Python? Where did you see that? The speed and jump settings are permanent. Well, yes, meaning that, well, not permanent. I mean, at the moment we are using a very simple setting, so we are setting the same for the whole server. So every character there is a cran is like the super speed, right? But in the future we don't want this, so we want. Oh, by the way, it saved our position, which is pretty cool. Wow, jumping. I'm really jumping. I want to check if that thing gets unloaded at a certain point, or if it stays loaded forever. Let me go. Wow. Let me this speed, boys. It seems to stay loaded. Ah, it's unloaded now. You see? You see that it's unloaded. In front of us, down there, there is no level, right? There is no level, so we don't see it. But if I go straight, like if I jump straight like this, let me try a big jump. Well, maybe I need to have a bit more speed. You see, it popped up just now. I mean, I think we can decide the distance, and the fuck is already working. I mean, we have nothing to do. I mean, the stream of today is word composition, but it's already done. So I just need to populate the levels, you know, and then it's done. It's just a bit of a camera thing. You see that if I look this way, you see on the left that the other map is displayed. If I look at if I rotate a bit, it disappeared. If I rotate to the right, you see, it pops up. So maybe I'm exactly at the border of visibility. Yeah, I think I'm exactly at the border. And so it pops up and it doesn't pop based on where I am. PI file? No, we don't. I mean, no, we don't have. I mean, at the moment we don't have. I don't know if there is something in the directory somewhere, but no. We have a SQL file. Unfortunately, I cannot make this bigger, but we have a SQL file. There is database, a bat file, a PNG, TXT, and that's it. But no, we don't have Python. We use our own scripting language, which I know it sounds a bit weird, but we do. We have our own. Oh my god, running like this is so cool. We have our own scripting language that we created some time ago. And jumping like this is so cool. I feel like I'm flying. Okay. So so now if I go in this direction at a certain point, like now, boom, the other level pops up. So consider I'm going super fast, right? So and I'm assuming that there is anyway a setting, but it's pretty cool because now the main city is not loaded. Now the only problem I have is what is happening on the server side, because if the server side is doing the same, we have an issue, boys. Because all the NPCs will just fall to the ground, right? We just go below the thingy, below ground. So I want the server to have all the maps loaded and at any time continue to spawn items, do collision detection, do whatever is needed. And I think the world is ended here. There is the podium map. I think it is the end of the... in this case it popped up when I was very, very, very close, you see? I was like, oh my god, I'm falling down. Can I jump up there? Maybe I can. In this case, I'm just a bit shy of a few meters. You'll never be able to go up again. I think we are stuck here forever, boys. We are stuck at the end of the world. But consider now I'm running at an impossible speed. I'm running at an impossible speed, so I think with a bit of hills and mountains and things, I mean the player will not really notice that something is popping or not popping. And even if it's popping like this, I really don't care. I mean it's so far away that I think it's perfectly fine for me that it pops. That it actually pops. I think there is one command which I think is stat levels, which is displaying on screen. Sorry, we have so many levels that is a bit busy, but it's displaying on screen and it's too small for you to read, I guess. But which are the levels that are currently loaded? So like now we have Oja Road 10.4 and we have Iliacum 10.5, right? 10.4 and 10.5. So the two levels that are one next to each other. Now if I go this direction, I guess something else will switch as soon as I boom, you see? One got downloaded, so a green line went away, and like here I have 3 levels loaded. Boys, it's working perfectly. We have nothing to do. I mean, it's already working. So we just have to populate this with real geometry, and then it's done. The engine is already doing this. You can change the distance of the level. Okay, yes, I think so. Yeah, Ma, we will reset maybe our position in the database, so we are in good shape. One thing, do you know if what is the situation of the server side? Because there is this weird setting. Well, there is one setting. You know what I can do? I think I can quit while I'm jumping. Let's try this. I jump up and I quit, so I save my position there, and then as soon as I re-enter, I jump again. So now it saved my position in mid-air. Now I don't know if I can jump without having something below me. Probably not. Well, let's try. Otherwise I will reset my position. It's perfectly fine. I want to jump. No, it doesn't allow me to. I'm just falling down. So it saved my position actually mid-air, which is cool, but didn't, you know. So yeah, I have to reset my position. Other plans to make my custom server open source? Well, I don't know. I have to think about it because I think we want to have open development. Open development being that you can download our sources and you can study them and you can contribute back. But I'm not sure yet if I want to have the server under a completely free license, meaning that you take it and you reuse it for another project. That I'm not 100% sure yet. Our previous server was like this, so our previous code was completely open under GPL, and so yes, was freely available. This one, I don't know. I mean, it's a good discussion though. I mean, it's a good discussion. Like, you would like to reuse it for another project, I guess. So, which makes sense to me. And I would be happy if you use it, but I would be more happy, you know, if you can use it and expand it maybe and contribute back. I don't know. But it's always a tricky situation, you know, because at the end, I think the real projects are never reusing something that has been made by an indie company or by clueless people like me. I mean, I don't think they are really reusing something. They are more rebuilding. Unless it's a small project, like if it's something, say it's a relatively small game. But if you're going big, I mean, if you're making another MMO, I think to make an MMO you need much more than this, and so maybe, you know, what we have will not be enough, and so you decide to redo some parts, and at the end you just decide to redo it completely. So it's always, I mean, reusability is always a tricky concept. But yes, I mean, there is the possibility that we make it open source. I mean, why not? I mean, if you want to see the sources, I have no problem in allowing you into SVN. I mean, if you want to just download it and learn it, it's fine with me. I can give you access right now if you want to do it. I can give you access to SVN, and you will download exactly what I just checked in. So the latest version, and you can start it, modify it, what you want. Just at the moment is under our proprietary license. Every single thing is proprietary, but I don't have an issue in sharing with people. So just they learn about it or they contribute back, or I just don't know if I want them to make another MMO exactly identical to our MMO, you know. That's what bothers me a bit. That you have just more resources than me or more people than me and just take it and make another one identical, and then our game is not existing anymore because that is yours, right? So that's what I want to prevent. Okay, so we tested word composition, which is what I wanted to test actually. I don't know exactly what I can do in this window, in this word composition window. This I have no idea. But basically, if I understand right, I need to load my main world, which is this, and at this point I go under levels, word composition. I get this thing, which is the composition of many levels, which I think for now is more than enough. There is only one, which is I think our let me check how Amnedair is looking in this map, because okay, so Hidla is here, the main city is here, and as I said, Gugronted is there, Bronzedor is there. So these are actually the maps. What you are seeing now popping up on screen, these are actually the maps that we have, okay? The blue ones. So where there is this white arrow is the main city, to the right is Ojaveda, here is the Gugronted, and here is the Bronze Doors. So all of that is what is in game today. Now down here is Amnedair, right? There is the Cleros city. So it's down there. So it's disconnected. At the moment it's disconnected from everything or not? No, I can walk there. I can reach it somehow. If I walk the right direction, which is southwest, if I go southwest for like 4, 5, 6 blocks, I will reach this city. I will reach this. Yes. Okay. So fine. So I think that the only thing I want to understand is the server side. How do I check this? How do I check if the server is keeping every level up or not? How do I know? Is there a log that I can enable server side? Because there is this setting that we have seen before under world settings, which says use client side level streaming. Use client side level streaming. Let me search about this one, because I think this one answers all our questions. Use client side level streaming. Use client side level streaming. I'm trying to understand the state of use client side streaming volume using word composition. I know that it's not feasible right now to run word composition plus listen server to the server not loading all the tiles on the side. Thereby the client falling through the word. But what is actually the purpose of big client? This guy got no answers, unfortunately. This was 2016. I tried to use word composition level streaming in multiplayer game, and I have a problem. I use a listen server, one character placed on a server, and another to connect. When I teleport one of the two characters in a remote place, it looks like if the server keeps only the one point of view, the character who plays on one server, on the server 1. If I teleport remote to client, it sees a new location, but it falls down. If I teleport a character one who plays on the server remote player 2, they see the old location, but it also begins to fall. Word composition doesn't work in multiplayer, or do something wrong? update. I try to switch off word composition and place in persistent word level streaming volume for each sublevel, and it works perfectly in multiplayer. Yeah, I know, but it's not what I want to do. Big words and multiplayer. Right now, word origin shifting is not supported in the multiplayer games. Word origin shifting is not supported in the multiplayer game. There are two solutions that can be implemented for your specific needs. Implement your own server solution. MMO licensee mostly do is implement some layer between the client and a real dedicated service, transform the shifted absolute position from the client and route them to the right dedicated server, which only also part of the word the client is. However, if you disable word origin shifting, you can run a tiled word with a dedicated server. Dedicated server is local distance. Each connected client will work as usual. What is the difference between dedicated server and listen server? Because this guy is saying that it doesn't work on listen server. Hello, Vorixo. Yes, we are using only one. We are using a dedicated server setup, and we are using one server for all the maps at the moment. So one server is loading all. So when the server starts, actually, is also saying something. You know, when I start the server, if you remember, there is this big list of levels that are getting displayed. And I start the server. Okay, apart from all this stuff, don't care about it. There is a super verbose logs that I have for you see, loading streaming, log streaming display, U level streaming request level blah 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 is flashing async loading. So does this mean that he loaded all these levels on the server side? Listen server, the server is a player. So you mean that you have the server inside the client, right? Like it's the basic setup of Unreal, so that you start the game and you have the server inside the client, right? So there is no split. While here we have a split. We have two separate processes. There is the server process, and then we have the client process, which are separate. I just don't know if this means that I mean, for me, it's pretty simple to do. For me, it's pretty simple to do. You know what I can do just to test it? I can add an actor in a very remote place, like here in the middle of nowhere, and then I do on the tick of my actor print out server side that is displaying the Z. I mean the whatever is the vertical position, you know, and so we know if he's falling down, right? So I think we can do this. Let me try to do this. How I do it? So let's select, for example. So we have seen that this is not. If I'm here, this one is not loaded, right? The BD out X07 whatever is not loaded. So we can load this guy. Finding content browser. We can load this guy. I don't want to save anything. We will save something now, but okay, we loaded this guy. We have a landscape. we have a landscape, and where is our landscape? Landscape active, landscape streaming. Okay, it's a flat landscape, so it's pretty simple. I think we can make we can drop a new actor here. Can we make a special actor, or do we want? We can make maybe a dummy actor, just as, I mean, just a kind of a sphere or something. I don't know. I don't think we want one of our actors, right? Let me create empty actor, empty character. The point is that the character is supposed to have mesh, collision, and built-in movement and logic. It's responsible for all physical. Okay, I want an empty character. Actually, I want to derive a class from this. I want a new blueprint class that is derived from character, and I will call it falling sphere. Right? This is our falling sphere, and our falling sphere is made of a mesh, a very simple. Well, I can load a mesh. I can load any mesh, right? I can load a mesh like which mesh do I have? Like the torso plate. Okay, like this thing. Okay, this will be. It's not exactly a falling sphere, but anyway, there is the thingy. I don't know why it's so high, but okay. So there is our torso armor, and this falling sphere. Maybe we call it falling armor. We call it falling. If there is a better way, tell me. But just trying to. So if I open the blueprint and in the event tick, I just display my Z position, right? So if I do get actor location, can I get actor location? No. Get actor location, and I split this into X, Y, and Z. I think the Z is the, so print string. I don't know if print string will print server side, but I think it will. We can append. Way to make a character you could have dropped a sphere with physics. They are actor as well. Remember everything we do in the game is found as an actor. So a sphere is anyway an actor. I mean, I just don't know if he has physics, but I'm sure a character has physics. So maybe it's better to have a character just for that. I don't know. Maybe it's so my Z position is okay. So we're just printing this in the tick of this falling armor. Then I have my falling armor. I just drop it in the level, right? This is what you're suggesting, yes, and I'm doing it. At the moment is I would like it to fall for a few before, so we know if it's colliding with. So let's put it a bit high in the sky. So I want it to fall and then stop falling, you know. So let's put it here. So if I save it like this. And this thing will spawn at the beginning, I guess, because if in the level automatically spawns, right? So I don't have to. So if I start the server, let me check what it's doing. I'm expecting to see this thing printing out that is falling like a boss. Apart from my super huge server initialization. It's streaming the maps now. Okay, it's actually falling. He stopped it falling. Nice! It is exactly what I wanted to know. Okay, so he fell down for a bit and then he stopped. So the server actually has this level loaded. Otherwise the actor would have fallen down, eh? So if I log in with Now we have the search of the armor, but it will take us forever to find it. But anyway, so now I'm loading with another player. This guy is still there. He's still at 11,032 vertical, so seems to be fine. We are spamming a bit the log, but it's okay. Ah, fuck! We are in the position that we cannot reach that place. No, I have to reset my position. Wait a second. I have to reset my position in the database for this character, otherwise I will not be able to. So my character is 116 Cranny Cran, and the position I want, where is the position? The position is here. There are pretty crazy positions here, but I think I can copy this one. Yes, I think I can copy this. I think is a new character that we have created, so I think I can copy this position to the database. Yes, I could make a reset function, but I didn't do it yet. Okay, so now we should have a valid position. That armor is still spamming like a lot. I could have done it only if it was changing, but I could have done the printout only if the position was changing, but it's okay. Okay, so now we are in search of the falling armor. So I know where it is because I know it's in this direction. I know it's in this direction. Oh my god, we run so freaking quick. So it should be 3 levels, 3 blocks north and 1 left. And 1 west, I mean. Do you remember? Any Planship player will recognize this canyon. It's the canyon that brings you to the city of the Crans, right? The Cran city. Let's just jump, who cares? Wow! Okay. It is the second Bronze-Door Road. So I think we're going in the right direction. I think we're going in the right direction. And that one to the left. Why is printing also on my screen now? So it should be there in the middle somewhere. Maybe not be very easy to find actually, but should be in the middle of this thing, in front of us. Should be in front of us. I think should be in front of us, like here somewhere. No? I don't know if we'll ever find it because it's pretty small. I mean, it's just an armor. You see that it's printing something? It's printing. Now it's printing also on my screen. Why is printing also on my screen? Like it's printing to anyone's screen? I should have scaled it up so it is bigger. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea anymore where I am. But anyway, we can assume that it's there, right? Yeah, tick is pretty heavy, I know. I mean, I just used it because I wanted to do it quick, but I understand. I will never print something in tick. I mean, we cannot find our armor, unfortunately. I wanted to see if it was here, but I wanted to see. Maybe I passed it. I'm running so fast that maybe I passed it and I didn't even see it, you know. We can put it in a more special place, you know, so that we know what it is. I think I'm lost. I think I'm completely lost. I'm lost in this nothingness. I think here the world ends. No? It's loading other maps. Okay, the maps are there. Okay, so there are some mountains down there. There are some mountains here, so it should be on the left though, because if we placed it in Bronze Door, so if this is the road that goes to the Bronze Doors, which is actually not here. So there is the exit from, yeah, there is the, it is where we are coming from, right? We came from there, so the freaking armor should be, I can place it in this valley, by the way. Yeah, let's move it, because otherwise we spend more time searching it. I mean, it was a nice quest, but, you know, no experience, no rewards, no money for this quest. Man, why we should do it? Why we should do it? I mean, it should be here, but I cannot find it. I think it should be here. It's strange that it's not here, but is there a way I can print out the, I mean, I can highlight somehow. Can I go wireframe? If I go wireframe, I think I will see it. Is there a command from the console to go wireframe? No? F1. I don't know if I set F1 to something. I can press the tilde key and it gives me the console, this console, or I can press the apostrophe and it's giving me, the apostrophe is giving me this view where I can detach also from my character and look around. Actually, I see something here. What is that? There is a thing in the sky. Is that thingy the armor that was falling down? I found it! Is it? I found it. And it is! We did our quest! That is a nice armor. Is colliding or is not colliding? It's not colliding. You can go through it. There it is. There it is, boys. We did it. We found the lost armor. So this armor is actually, yeah, is actually falling down. So if I have an NPC moving on the other side of the map, the setup is already okay. I mean, the setup is already okay. Everything works. The server is keeping the whole level loaded. It's keeping everything loaded. Which I don't know, I mean, if it means that it's consuming medium memory. Probably yes, but which one is the server? U4 editor. So we have one U4 editor, which is at the moment 2 GB and 7. We have another one which is 1.9, and we have another one which is 1.3. So let's close the client. One is the editor. If I close the client, hello, okay. Which one goes away? If I close the client, the smallest one went away. So I think there is, let me close the editor. Let's see if the editor is the biggest or if the, yeah, the editor is the biggest. The server is 1.9 at the moment. So it's 2 GB. 2 GB I think is okay. I mean, our previous server I think was less than 1 GB. No, it was 1 GB. Maybe for the NPC AI was 1 GB. But okay, it's 2 GB this thing. So it's loading all the levels. I'm very happy that it is loading all the levels. It's exactly what we wanted. So I don't have anything to do. I just need to freaking populate the world, and it's working. And it's working, boys. Can you believe it? Oh my god, it's so easy. So easy. So easy. This was the discussion of yesterday, yeah? Where we said that our player was loading the weather system, you know. So the conclusion of that. So going back to the discussion of yesterday. Going back to the. You were speaking about the wireframe, good wireframe, but still you would suggest to set the location. F3 wireframe. I don't know. Sorry, I missed your comment while I was loading in. So going back to the discussion of yesterday, now we want to have, you know, weather, a specific weather like sunny. There is the sunny thingy, right? You see, there is the sunny thingy in this area, and there is the rain in another area, right? And you see this drawing here at the top. These are exactly our work composition. So what I want to say is that in one box we will have sun, and in another box we will have rain. Okay? I think we can do that. So I think we can do it by streaming level. Now the question is, how do I know in which level am I? How do I know in which level am I? Because I think I tried to print out the map, whatever it was, the map name, and it was very bad. It was printing out the main map, the Iliacum map. I want to know in which streaming level I am. Wireframe is F1 or F3 or F2. Okay, I can press some F and see the next time. Thank you. Our falling armor. Our falling armor. Now we don't want this to say the position anymore. We want this to say the actual level. You know. So in which level am I? I think that it was like something like get map name, right? Or get map level name, get level name, get map name. No, it was called level name. Get current level name. Yeah, the problem of this is that unfortunately it's returning a value that we don't need. Level is. If I save it like this, we would be very disappointed because it's just saying Iliacum, and Iliacum is everything. I mean, I don't want to do it by coordinates, please. I mean, I think it knows in which level it is. No, do you think it know? I mean, it should know. When it's loading all this shit, you see, level is Iliacum, but I mean, this is not good for me. It is not what I want. I want to know in which level am I. I want to know because Iliacum is the full thing, is the full work composition. Understand? Which is this one, right? So it's the full world. Is the one where I can click. Can I remove this thing? Is the one where I can click work composition and it brings up everything. You know, but I would like to know in which tile am I. How is this thing called? Tile? No, level. I think these are levels. So I want to know in which level am I. How do I know in which level am I? Because we will define the weather based on the level. So I can tell the server to send an information to the client based on his position, you know. So if he's in a specific level, it will rain, in another we will have sun. We'll have sun, in another we'll have thunder and such. So this is what I want to. This is what I want to. But it's not get level name. This get level name is the get current level name is doing nothing for me. It's doing nothing. Totally nothing. I want to answer to this guy because this guy had a very good question and he got a very stupid answer, even if this guy was using a listen server. I want to answer to this guy. Am I logged in? Yes, I'm logged in. I want to answer and say, hi, I just tested the setup for my MMO project. I have a dedicated server. I have a dedicated server set up with world composition enabled. World composition enabled, which is under world settings, right? So world setting enable compose. So we say world settings enable world composition. Okay. Every dedicated service that with world composition enable. I have about 10 maps, which are very big, each one very big, and which are, I don't know what is the size. What is the size of each of these maps? I have no freaking idea. Anyway, I have about 10 big maps, let's say 10 big maps, and what I see, and I tried to place one actor in a remote. Well, let's not say 10 big maps, let's say 10 big levels. 10 big levels composed together into composed with a word composition. Composed together, I mean, I don't know. 10 big levels. Okay. Now try to place one actor in a remote level and have it print out his Z position to see if it was falling down. On the server I see when the server is starting, I see these messages for this message for each of the maps. Which message we see? Come on, we see the streaming level thingy. So we see this. You see this line, right? One for each of the maps, one for each of the 10 levels. Blah 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 blah. And the actor is actually falling down until he reaches the ground. So the server is actually keeping all the maps loaded. I then connected with another client in the opposite side of the world, and he had only the few adjacent maps loaded in. For sure not all 10, and not the one where the falling actor was, when the falling actor is. So to me everything seems to work okay with dedicated server setup. Nice. Okay, so I just answered because another guy may come here, you know, and have the same question and do the same test. I should probably add that I have no idea. I mean, probably in your case it doesn't work for, let me say for the listen server, because this guy was asking about the listen server actually, not about the dedicated server. I don't have the listen server set up, and so I cannot answer to this case. Okay. Nice. Okay, we answer. We have already 24 answers as me. Not too many. Okay, anyway. So what we were doing, I distracted myself. Yes, we were searching how to get the level because I want to know, Unreal Engine, how to get level name in world composition. I don't know. I think I wrote the question in a wrong way because we're not getting any results, any good results at least. How to get level 9? I think I can search, this thing, which is get current level, and then search people that say no, it's not this. Get current level name. I think we can say get current level name and then work composition. Get current level name. Yeah, but this one, it's not, it's not working. How do I get the name of a stream level? I think that is the question. I have enabled work composition and my tile level streams out nicely. One of my assets is the railway track. The tracks look straight because the radius, who cares? The tricky part is that the coordinates information is held in a file similar to both. So the data, I use get current level name to get the name, and this is fine when I test the level on its own. Well, yes, but when you go on the wall work composition, it will give the same issue I have, boy. However, when I move to the persistent level to the test level stream, it returns level base, which is the name of my persistent level, and the rest of the blueprint. Yeah, exactly my problem, boys. I realized I could hard code the name of the other file, but potentially bam. But is there a way to get stream level in a blueprint? The guy said, did you ever figure this out? I can seem to get the name or reference of the substring involved in the place without using C++ in a real bummer for a full blueprint project. No, I want to do it in C++. Just tell me how to do it. Just tell me how to do it in C++. I don't care if it's blueprints. I don't care. I can write down any C++. Just tell me. So you think we should do something like, we should try? Okay, let's try. But it will take some time to find the right function. So if I go inside my player control base, for example, and I get any actor, this one, and I do pawn, and then we wait that IntelliSense decides to work. We take about 50 seconds because IntelliSense is very, very slow thinker, but he has a big mind. He has a huge brain. It's just very, very slow. Just very, very slow, but has a huge brain. Okay, did it. So if I try to get, so if I like level, I mean there is a get level, returns the U level that this actor is part of. I mean we can try get level. There is get char level, but I think this is something that I did. Yes, there is a guild level, this is something that I did. Get security level is also mine. I don't see. Is in persistent level, is in level, is valid low level. There is a get level. Maybe it's just get level, you know. We can print it out. Where do we want to print it? Do you think it's get level? Do you think it's get level, boys? If it's get level, it's fine. We can print it out whenever we press freaking key. Do I call any of these functions? Let's search a function that I call somewhere. For example, request vitals. Request vitals is a good one because it goes continuously, I guess. Is done only the first time, request vitals. I don't remember if this one is called continuously or not. No idea. Okay, it's never called. Why is never called? Request vital should be there. Come on, request vital should be there 100%. Save logs. The last logs like this one. No, like this one. No, like this one. No, okay. It's not printed out. It's definitely not printed out. We are not going through request vitals. Do we do it only when we initialize the window? When we open the stats window? Probably yes. Is there a better place? Request stats DR message. Request stats DR message. I don't remember even what is this. Request character skill values. Okay, this one for sure is done when we open the window. So we can put it here. This one I think receive skill abilities. I don't remember if this one is done. Because before changing it, let me just test this as a second. Otherwise we change it, we take more time recompiling than everything else. So let's just launch it 1 second and try to trigger the skills window and see if request vital is printed out. If it's printed out, we just put it there. Okay? Unless you have a better idea. If you have a better idea, let me know. Oh my god, what is that? Strip pipe prefix from package name? Wow. It looks wild. What is that? Strip? You want to strip a pie? How do you strip a pie? I mean, you eat a pie. Okay, let me see if I click on my character. No. If I click on the vitals. Fuck, there is this thing now spamming me like a boss, so I cannot see anything. Let me go away from this and maybe it will stop spamming me. Because it seems that the print is spammed also to me for some reason. Whew, we run so fast, boys. Okay, stopped. At a certain distance, it's not broadcasting that anymore. Which is pretty cool. Okay, we are here in a safe land without spam. There is no spam anymore. So if I open this window, do I request the stats or not? It seems not. I save the layout. Yeah, maybe it's here, but this guy is spamming like a boss. I think we have to remove our spammer, otherwise we should have this request vital somewhere. Save character data. Okay, for sure we have it in save character data. Okay, let's do it in save character data, and let's remove the spammer because this spammer is very annoying. Let's kill the spammer. Even if it was nice to have the... Yeah, I can just remove this. Boom. And the armor is there. So there is a secret armor now. There is like a secret level, you know? You reach the armor and something happens. So in save character data is perfect. Save because it happens every 30 seconds or so. So here I want to do pawn and then get level, right? And then I will try also the one that you pasted, which is this will ensure the level package used in the play session don't have the same name and level score is loaded in the editor. Get outermost in UF4 level stored in packages. So package name is a level name. To get the package name, you can use get outermost function on any object in the level package. I don't think I understood what you said. Let me read it again. In EU4, levels are stored in packages. Okay. So a package name is a level name. Okay. To get the package name, you can use get outermost function on any object in the level. Okay. Okay, so if I have an actor contained in a level, I do this get outermost and I get this. Okay, let me try both like this. Why pawn is not here? Because I'm before the line. Silly me. So let me try this get level and see what it returns, by the way. What is it returning this? Is returning a U level. Returning a U level pointer. U level equal to this. And then, I don't know, level something, get name. Get name. Okay, let's try to print this out and see what it does. Level name equal to this, and then you're saying this. You just copy pasted something into my code, you say. So pawn get outermost get name. Okay, this will be level name 2. Whatever. Will be level name 2, and then we do a print out like this. Boom. Save character. Then I will say level name %s and then level name and then level name. Okay, fine. We love this. Okay, let's just close everything. I saved it. Yes, I think I saved it. So I just compile and I compile clean. I remove the 2 DLLs and we compile clean. I mean clean meaning what I need. And we see. So if we get the level name, which I hope we do. So if we get the level name, then we can change our weather manager to actually decide the weather to randomize the weather of a specific level, right? And then what we do every 30 seconds. Maybe 30 seconds is too much. Every 10 seconds, we just check where the character is. And if he's in a new level, we send him the weather, right? We can do something like that. I mean, I don't want to do it on a tick, or I don't want to do it every millisecond. You know, I want to do it sometimes. I mean, it's fine if the weather is changing. You know, 2 seconds later, it doesn't make any difference to me. One guy will say, "Hey, it's raining on this stone on the ground." The other guy will say, "No, it's not raining on that stone. It's raining on the next stone." Ah, yes, now it is. You know, if it is a delay of 2 seconds of the rain coming to a particular place on the ground, we don't give we don't care. We don't care. Hello, I see many people joined. Hello, boys. Thanks for watching. We are walking our way through streaming levels, work composition, and the weather manager, because we want to have a weather manager be based on the position of the character where the character is. So this is what we are doing. This is what we are doing. Okay, so let me restart the server. It will compile the other thing. By the way, do you have any better way to avoid recompiling those two DLLs? Because you see, I just compiled now my project, right? And the project is generating this file, which is called EU editor, and then the name of my project, Win64 debug game, right? Generating this DLL. But then when I launch the game, like the server is saying, hey, it's missing the PS Unreal Editor DLL. So I have to say yes, compile, and it's compiling the editor DLL, which I understand is kind of the bridge between my game and the editor. But it's pretty annoying because I have to recompile it all the time. Well, all the time and make a server change. And I don't know if there is a better way. I never found a better way up to now. Obviously, I can hot reload. I mean, I can compile with the editor open, and if I run inside the editor, it's fine. But I'm not running inside the editor here. I'm running outside. So, I mean, I don't know. What I do, I just delete the DLL and recompile. This is what I'm doing at the moment. Okay, let's see. What we expect is that our character is saved at 30 seconds. His position is saved at 30 seconds. So every 30 seconds, we should get a message on the server side of where that particular pawn is in terms of level. Right? Which I guess is good. I guess is good. I guess it's what we want. Cranny Cran, there it is. We have a window open on top of us. Okay, let's wait 30 seconds. Let's wait 30 seconds and see what happens. I'm waiting. We should see a save character data, and we should see also the other printout. There it is. It's not working, boys. It's not working. So it's printing level name, persistent level, and the second one is Iliacum. So it's printing this. It's printing this, and my code is this. So the get level is really completely useless because it's giving me persistent level. The second one is a bit better, but it's the same as get current level name because it's providing Iliacum as an answer, and that's the top level. Is the top level level? Is the top level? It's not the one that I'm currently in. Boys, I don't know if this level. Persistent level, get name, pawn, get outermost. Walks up the list of outers until it finds the highest one. But this get outermost is getting is saying that it's getting the highest one. So I think he's walking up, the list of objects until the top, and maybe the top is really, the persistent level. But this is not what I want. I want the streaming one. I want the streaming one. So is there something that is not get outermost but is get innermost? No? I mean, something that is not let's say the top, but is get outer. There is get outer. Get outer, I have no idea what it does, but it has no documentation, which is great. It's getting something, it's getting the object that contains this object. I don't know, we'll try this one. Streaming level 3. Let's try level name 3. Okay. Level name 3, my friend. I have to put percentages, and I have to recompile this thing, and I have to close everything else. I don't know. I mean, it seems to be a simple question, right? But get outer returns the owner of the object. Or maybe called sub level. I can try sub something. I can try if instead of get outer there is a sub level. Sub doesn't exist. No, there is no sub. But maybe I need to get the outer level, and then let me see if level as a sub level. Sub, there is sub object, sub template, get default sub object, get default sub object by name, create default sub object, I don't know, there are a million subs, but not levels. If I go streaming, there is a build streaming data. There is a streamed levels owning world. Set before calling out management streaming. Num texture, no. I don't know. Seems. We have a big puzzle to solve, my friends. We have a big puzzle to solve. Okay, wait. I try what he said. You say my actor get world ult to streaming. Okay. Let's try all of this. I will try all of that. So I do one recompilation only. So it's called Pawn, by the way. So if you use Pawn, it will be done already. So we can do another printout just after, and we can say level name 2 or level name plus, and we just print out. I will just not put it in any variable, who cares, and we just print out these two thingies, and I just need one s less. Get world URL to string, and okay, let's see if he likes it. And pawn get level get path. Maybe get path name. Maybe get path name is providing the right. But I think that unfortunately get level is getting the top node. That's what is annoying. It's getting the top level. But we are trying this. We are trying this. If we find out, we can answer to that question on the forum, which would be nice. So the next guy will not have the issue. Okay, starting up. Server running, client starting. Guest. Best password ever. Cranicran. Hello, Cranicran. Can you save your characteristic? Can you save your thingy now? Can you save this? We have to wait 30 seconds. Boom. Iliacum name player and Iliacum.persistent level. GG. No, it's printing the same. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but it's not what we. It's not what we need. It's still the upper level. I mean, it's still the upper level where we are, but it's printing this. It's printing this. So it's saying at the moment you are inside the biggest map. I mean the overall map. You know, the map. The one that it keeps every other map in. But it's not. I mean, maybe in world, like you said, maybe inside world there is a. Because I can do get actor location, but get actor location is. You know, get actor location is returning. If I do pawn get actor location, this one is a vector, right? Yeah, it's a vector. So it's just the position. So it's not the so get actor something else. There is get actor bounds, get actor ice viewpoint. Incredible, there's a function for that. Get actor forward vector, get actor label. There is a get actor location. Yes, which is the one that I just said. There is a get actor quad, relative scale, right vector, rotation, scale 3D, transform, up vector, get all child of actor, get attached actor, get movement, get overlapping, get parent. I mean, actor to world. Get the local to world transform for the root component. Get actor local offset. Get actor location. Get actor local transform. Get actor world location. Attach root component. Attach actor. Attach to component. I don't know. Detach from actor. A million functions, but get actor locate, bounce, forward, labels. Notify, actor change, post actor receive actor overlap, set actor label, set actor location. Did we try get outermost, get full name? No, we have a get name. Get name is returning. Let me check. Get name is the second one. So the second one is returning game maps main world Iliacum. This is what it's returning. We can try full name. Why not? If there is a full name. Yeah, there is a full name. You can try that. Full name, let's go. Let me check just with the Unreal guys here with the Unreal chat if someone can help. Under C++ maybe. I would say hi. We say hi. I'm using world composition and I need to get the level name where my character is currently. I tried the following. We can say, meanwhile, let me recompile that. So while I type server, boom, yes. We tried get outer, get name, get level, get name, get level, get name, all of that. Try the following like get level or get level, get path name, but they all return the word composition top level, not the one the character is currently in. I mean the sublevel. Any idea how to do this? Okay, just ask a question. Let's see if someone answers. Maybe someone knows. I mean, if not, we can go and search inside a Unreal source code, but it'd be a long search. I can probably search it offline from the stream, but boom, 30 seconds, we will have our answer. $30 boys, can you wait 30 seconds? So the full name is identical, unfortunately. The full name is still Games Maps Main World Iliacum. So it's exactly the same. Yeah, searching on the source code. Okay. I don't know, because maybe they don't know. I mean, I don't know if the engine knows, because maybe they don't care where the player is because they are working on volumes, you know, on like streaming volume. So you just check if the character is inside a specific streaming volume, and if he's inside that volume, he knows where he is. So maybe they don't need that, you know. Maybe that is an information that the engine doesn't want to know. I mean, for the collision is not needed. You just collide with whatever you have around you. For the position is not needed because you just use the coordinates. You don't care in which level you are, right? So the only place I'm thinking that the engine may need it is with streaming volumes, but in that case, I think they just check if your character is inside the streaming volume, and so they do just a comparison between the coordinates, and they know where they are. So, well, they must check the distance from my character to the next level when he's loading. So when he's loading up, he must do at least a check of the next level. But I don't know if he keeps the name or the ID or anything. But he should keep. Yeah, but it is the code that we have. You read that there is that is doing it, but these are the functions we are using now. You can see it on the code here. We are doing get level and then get level name, right? And then get name. We are doing get outermost, get full name. We are doing get outer, get name. And then we are doing get world URL to string and get level, get path name. I don't know if there is a get full path name or something like that. But it's always saying persistent level. I mean we are in a specific location which is not the main level at the moment. So we are in a level that has been streamed in, you know. So do you think I can get this from the console and then from the console get, you know, the function that is like, do I have a position? Can I do I have a position? No. Do I have coordinates? No. Do I have location? Local travel, localization. Holy hell. Do we have can I print out everything about my character? Like if I search the Unreal Engine command console commands, right, which is a list of like 3 millions, I remember. No, you're viewing a document of Unreal Engine 3. No, please. Okay, that's it. Is this huge thing. So if I search level, I think if I search level, I can go forever here. But fill of gaps, global distance field, smallest downsample, largest downsample, power between two levels, level of highlights, level of something, discard image quality, level breed, visual level preview, fog density, force load, UI level. Now let me search for location or position or lining cache dimension. Target, freeze camera. Because if there is a debug printout, you know, that prints out something, maybe in the console that you can use to see. Wait, we have it. It stats level, right? If you do stat levels, I see the level names. You see it? I see it. You cannot read it maybe, but I see it on screen. So the command is stat levels. If you do this in the console, you get the full list of levels with the right names, right? And you also see that the green ones are the ones that are currently loaded. And actually, I have one with an arrow. There is a small green arrow that I guess you cannot see because it's too small. But I have a small green arrow that is pointing at the one where I'm in. So if I move, let me see if I move. If I move, like here, now I have 3 levels loaded. And when I reach the ground, it does it only when I reach the ground. Yeah, when I reach the ground, yes, the arrow is in another one. So stats level is doing exactly what we need. So I don't know how to search. Do you know how to search in the source code this printout? I mean, how do we search in Unreal Engine source code this thing? Like, I mean, I don't know where to start, but I could search for bracket levels or something in the wall solution, or search stats. No, search just levels in brackets and see if it finds it anywhere. I can try. In entire solution, in current projects. I think he's splitting though. He's splitting stat from level because stat is a generic command, you know. I think uppercase, lowercase doesn't like. No, I want it with the quotes because I think it will be doing in the code. It will be doing something like if, you know, if levels, then do this, you know. Word browser hierarchy tab. Exactly. So I'm searching a piece of code like this. That is like comparing what I'm printing in the console, and you know, this is what I'm searching. I'm searching something like that. No, no, no. If I erase the two quotes, I will find a million lines, like a million. Register tab spawner levels. I mean, I can try. I can try as you say anyway, but I think it will be like an infinite list. Build hierarchy menu. It is where it's building the actual levels. I mean, I think here we are in the UI. Menu builder. Build work composition menu. General level commands. So maybe you can search the arrow. I think there will be not many places in the code where you have the arrow. Like, you know, like this one. I mean, if you search that, maybe we will find it because between brackets, obviously, between quotes. Maybe between quotes, but let me search that. I think that between quotes is like one of a kind, you know. I don't know. There is this thing. This code really scares me. What the hell is this code? What the hell is this? Teacher operators. Okay. Okay. What is this? Pointer access operator. Access operator. I don't know. I don't think we are there. Get compact node title. I would say no. There are surprisingly a number of this. There are surprisingly a number of quote dash greater than, you know, quote. I mean, it's kind of weird that we find so many. I was not expecting to find so many. Generate column display name, table property display names, property static class. Unify this logic with all the property editor, blah blah blah. Justin Sargent said that we have to unify. Okay, we can unify, but new name text of this is first addition. No, I don't think there is the thing, right? Peach Joe roll. I don't think that's it. Get object name as string. Get table, get root path, extend path, get partial path to string. Is a suffix is empty. This is similar, eh? Is adding this symbol in front of a name of something. But probably is not it. It seems to be. We just need the level name, boys. Just the level name. Object name, construct name widget, call presenter. Parse into array. I don't know. Maybe they are going through other utility functions. You know that they are going through other utility functions that are building a list. So maybe we'll never find it this way. Never find it. If anyone knows where there is the code for the console. Asset registry generator. Serialize. Serialize. I don't know if I'm gonna find it. I think there are so many. I was expecting to find very few, but converts function. What it does? No. Compact, not title. Maybe they are using this symbol, you know, to store the blueprints links or something like that, because it seems that there is seems there are many of this. You found it? It says message retracted, which I don't know what it means. Maybe you pasted something that YouTube decided to filter. The line above, I found it. For me, it says message retracted. I don't know what the hell is this. Okay, because I was only in top chat, and now it's no, I see it. It was top chat and live chat. Like if it's filtering, I don't know. Render stats level, word. Okay, so there is the one that is rendering the thingy. So if I search this, is the one that is printing out the list of levels. Render stats levels. Okay. F sublevel status list, get sublevel status, and then draw shell string and blah blah blah. So this get sublevel status seems to be the one, huh? Ah, there was not the other quote, so we would never find it. First level, always persistent level. Player inside. He has a B player inside, like a boolean if, you know. Let me check if this, no, it's not done yet. Your cookie will arrive if we manage to put it into our code, because at the moment it's not yet there. So get sublevel status, get word context from editor word checker, context. So it's getting the streaming levels. It's actually doing word, get outermost, get full name. But it is the persistent level, so that is the one that we were getting. Then is cycling over the streaming level object to see if they are visible or not. And then is getting get world asset package f name. Holy shit. So this seems to be the function. Get world asset package f name. Now it's calling it on a U level, right? Get loaded level. But then how does it know if the player is there? Okay, let's try to use that function and see what it returns, okay? Yeah, the one boolean, but I think that the boolean is something that it kind of says. I mean, I don't want to cycle on the sub levels, right? Do we want to cycle on all the sub levels? I mean, we can, but it's a bit of a pity, you know, to have to cycle on all the sub levels. I don't think we want to, but let's see if there is this get outermost. Let's see if there is this function, okay? The function that I just found, which is this thing, get world asset package f name. Okay. Let me see if it exists. Seems it exists. So if we are lucky and this one is, I think I can remove this. Let's use as level 2, okay? If this one, I just don't know if it's pointing to the, no, it's not. U package as no member get world asset package name. Can I do it on level? U level has no member. Because this one is actually a U level streaming. It's a U level streaming object. World get streaming levels. No. Get loaded level. I think this get loaded level is telling you which one are the loaded levels, but we may have 3 or 4, we may have 3 or 4 level loaded. This is not the one in which we are. Even if level streaming get level loaded, I mean, it's doing it only once. What the fuck? Gets a pointer to the loaded level value. Gets a pointer to the loaded level value. If level is different than null, contains level true. Current pending visibility, streaming status, make visible, loaded. See whether the world level is still around. Streaming. I mean, we could cycle on all the world levels and then check, but get loaded level and then. But get loaded level is returning a U level. This function, you say, this function get world asset package name is working on the level streaming, and level streaming is of type U level streaming. So the line you pasted is impossible, because the second piece will return a U level and not a U level streaming. So we need a I think the package name is this one, by the way, right? Okay, let's go by step. Let's print them all first. Okay, so let's arrive to the point where we print them all. Let's not go to the perfect solution immediately. So let's do world streaming levels, and then what is this index level? Index level is coming from streaming levels.num, streaming levels, world streaming levels dot now. Okay, so you just okay. So let's do this in our code. So we just I mean, we can just cycle on that. I mean, who cares? We can just do the same. Okay, and let's just do the same for now, and then we will improve it. But so let's say that we don't want this. We don't want this. So we do a cycle here, and we run. So the world, I think I can just do pawn and then get world. Okay, so I get the world where my pawn is, and I check all the streaming levels is in, and I do this cycle, and I do this cycle. I get my streaming level, I get my loaded level status, package name, streaming level, package name, streaming level is this thing. It's basically this line that we want to print out. It's this line we want to print out. I think it was get from name. By the way, I've seen there is also a get path name. But anyway. So let's print out this thing, okay? Let's print out this thingy. So this level status package name. Okay. Is a nef name. I don't know what is the difference, but nef name. I don't have to dereference. Okay. Just printing it directly? Maybe. Okay. See you, man. Let's go close this. The only thing I don't like is the fact that we have to cycle on all the streaming levels, which potentially are like 10, 15, 20. And for each one, we have to do the get world asset package name, and then somehow we have to figure out where we are. I mean, it's not a direct, it's not a straight pointer, you know. Oh my god, can I create an f string out of a out of an f name? Because I'm getting, how can I get a string out of an f name? Ah, is that a toString? Okay, toString. Thank you. Okay, I fixed it. Because this is just returning as the package name, but then from there I save my character every 30 seconds at the moment. But this is not the problem of saving the character. We want to use this for the weather system, you know, and this means that whenever the character is moving, we want to know in which level it is to then trigger properly the weather, right? So one level will have snow, and another level we have rain, and then the next day is the opposite. So it means that as the character is moving, we can do it, I don't know, every second. As every character is moving, we do this check, okay? And it should be a server check, not a client check. Otherwise, they are cheating the weather. Even if it doesn't make a lot, but like they remove the fog, you know. Well, they can remove the fog anyway client side, so it makes no difference, unfortunately. Yes, we still have to find out how to detect where our player is, because at the moment we just have the name of all the streaming levels. We don't know yet what is the connection between that and our character, right? I just want to see now that the list of levels, which is fine. So at least we know that the piece of code is correct and that's the right name. I think it is, by the way. Come on, save. Save. Boom. Okay, yes. That's the right name. Okay, that's the right name. So at the moment we are printing out all the streaming levels, right? We are printing them. We are printing all of them exactly the same way that stats is doing. So now so that piece of code is the right one. Now we need to understand in this piece of code here how it knows that our player is in a particular one, you know. Streaming level load now contains level true. Set whether the level object word is still around, level find object fast, blah blah blah, for working package. Okay, so this is just printing this. So this is just adding to the level status to these results. Okay, so this is what it's doing. It's just adding it to these results, and is returning the result to the function that we were calling before, which was this one, render stats level, right? Open documents. Level status B player inside is what it's doing. Okay. This is super slow. I don't know why it's taking so much to search a string, but it's taking really a lot. Didn't find it, so I closed that. Okay. So you say is if level status be player inside. Okay, let's try that. I wanted to find out where it is, but it seems that I don't have that document open anymore. I could just do go to definition, huh? Yes, I could. So level status be player inside. Okay, I will use that. So he's doing that, and then he's adding the arrow. Okay. Easier, right? We are inside Unreal Engine.cpp, by the way. We are liking the basic of the basic. So if player inside is this thing, because this thing is returning status, sub-level status. Okay, let's see. B player inside. So we can say if what is it, level status dot B player inside. Yes, B player inside. Okay, so if it's this, we print it, right? Just trying to understand how he's loading how he's doing this check. I mean, how does he find out that B player is inside? I have no idea. Because you know, I mean, he's initializing level status here, and then he's only setting these two variables, so this one will be empty. Do you agree to that? This one will be empty. So there is something else going on between this sub-level status and how is this possible? Is there a B player here somewhere? No. I don't understand how it does that. I can search B player status and we see it. B player inside. I can search B player inside. It is. Maybe I didn't see it. It was here. It was here inside. Player controller. Oh my god. Get sub-level status. This thing is iterating on all player controllers. Is getting the pawn of the player controller. Oh my god. He's doing a trace. He's doing a trace, man. He's doing a trace. It's doing a trace between the actor location and the collision of the world. I don't know. And then if he hits something, then he considered that the player is in, you know. I mean, GG. I mean, GG, really. I mean, this will not work for flying around. Yes, because he's doing the trace to the level. You see, he's doing a trace, direct trace to the collision. So it's checking. In fact, when I was flying, you didn't see it before, maybe, but when I was jumping, the small arrow was going away. It was appearing only when I was hitting the floor. Okay. Interesting. So the engine doesn't know. The engine doesn't know where the entities are. I mean, I'm so surprised, but it could be. I mean, it just consider everything geometry, and it doesn't freaking care where I am. It just considers, let's say, it just considers the collision and everything else. But if I'm in level 1 or level 2, it doesn't care. So when I transition between one level and the other, it doesn't care. I mean, it will be much easier to do it with coordinates. I mean, instead of doing this, I mean, if you really want to do it manually in C++, the easiest will be to keep the coordinates of our level, and with coordinates I mean the XY coordinates of the level, you know, so just the XY, and just compare my character to that XY and fuck it, you know, and we know if we are in or out, and that will be much quicker than any trace and checking all the player controllers. And there is a hole in this thing. Oh yeah, where is it going? Should I fall down? I can jump. I cannot jump. I'm stuck in some collision. Okay, I jumped out of that. I think it's a place where we have kind of a well, or I think we have some geometry there in the real game. There is something here. It's probably the entrance to one of the caves. Yes, I think it is. Anyway, what I was saying, I mean, I can keep, you know what I mean? I mean, I can keep my, because I know exactly the coordinates, right? I will place them once, and I will never move them again. I will never move them. So I may. Word origin shifting. I don't know if we have. Do we use a word origin shifting or not? Because my understanding was that he was not using it, but because I mean, instead of doing all that mess, what can I do? I can, you know, go to my world, go to my word compose or something, and say, okay, you are here, right? This level is loaded. This level is loaded? It's not loaded. Okay, this level is loaded. So these are the coordinates, and I just know which are the coordinates, and I just compare it with my player coordinates using only X and Y, because about the Z, I don't even care. At the moment, I don't care. Maybe in the future I will care, but at the moment I don't care about the Z. So I could yeah, I could do it like this, because this thing, I really don't like it. This thing, I really don't like it. I mean, it's, I don't know what it's doing. I mean, it's just, I mean, whoever wrote this code, okay, did it just for the debug on screen, and it's fine. I mean, it didn't need to have a perfect way, but mountains, because your player don't get stuck in south mountains. Mm. Yeah, but for the weather, who cares, you know? I mean, if we, so our purpose is to take again this map and say that, you know, so if I take this map and I put it here, wow, why is it so big? If I take this map and I put it here, and I cut it off, and I know that I have, you know, my coordinates here. This is my, for example, just as an example, there is my 0 0, there is my 0 100, there is my 100 0, right, and so on. These things will never move. And what I want to say, what I want to do at the moment, which is was the whole purpose why I started this, maybe it's not that needed. Then here I want the sun, and here I want the rain. The rain is not very easy to do. Um, and here I want the rain, right? And this is something that I will do randomly at the server startup. Okay, this is rain, believe me. And I don't know, and another one that is fog and so on, and this is randomly calculated. So this is why we are doing this, right? So, and I would like to know, since the weather is just around the player, you know, so you know how weather is done, it's just a box around the player, right? So um, so I just need to know, where my player is. Just need to know if my player is here, right? I just need to know where it is. So the way our old engine was working was very, very, very simple. The way our old engine was working was solving this problem by portals, meaning that I can show you. I think this example is good. So there is the main city. I know it doesn't really look like a city, I'm sorry, but it is the main plaza, right? It is the central plaza, and this one is the temple, okay, and so on, and these are the walls around the city. So what was happening was very simple, that there was a kind of a portal, which is exactly this thing that you had to go through. So imagine in a real engine is like a trigger volume. Okay, so imagine like a trigger volume. So you have here your road, right, which is this one, which continues this way, and we just said it's not exactly a trigger volume, but for now imagine it as a trigger volume, right? Like here, the player was obliged to go through that, because on the sides it was blocked, so it couldn't open world, it couldn't walk, you know. If this is our player could not go up or down here. I mean, it could not go in these two directions. He was forced to go through the portal, And so as soon as we was walking through the portal, we were triggering, just an ID, and we knew we were on the other side. We were in another place, whatever it was. And so we could do this thing. We could do this thing anywhere. We could do it also, for example, at the entrance of the temple. So the temple has a door, right? Has a door here at the front. And if you cross that door, you go into another sector. And the other sector is, for example, not having weather because it's an inside sector, right? So if it's an inside sector, it doesn't have weather, so it doesn't rain inside. If it's an underground, it's the same. It doesn't rain underground, so you flag basically. So, but the problem of this design is that you need to force players to walk in specific areas, right? And so if you have this thing in a larger scale, right? In a larger scale, and you want these to be connected to a longer road, right? To a longer road, and that goes into another city somewhere else. There is the other city, and maybe you have a small village. You have a small village here on the side, and so you don't in this way you need to block the player from walking in other places, and which is very annoying. So you need to have what we call portals. We had portals, which are these things like this one here, right? Which was forcing you to go through it, and we were triggering the change of the zone, and it was loading or not loading a specific zone. It was loading or not loading a specific zone based on that. And so, for example, all of this was considered one zone, all of this was considered another zone, and all of this was considered another zone. And between the three, we had mandatorily, by default, kind of portals. Right? So you had to go through this. So if you try to walk like from here, trying to go down here, you would be blocked. You couldn't go this way. This movement would be impossible. This is how it is in our game today. So you cannot do this. You have to do this, and you have to do this. Understand the problem? See you. Have a good night. Bye bye. I have to go as well, by the way, because it's late. But I think it's not a problem. Okay, bye if you have to go. Bye bye. Have a good night. I think this problem is not a problem that we have and no one else has. I think this problem is like a super common problem because everyone has the problem of weather. I mean, when it starts to rain in multiplayer, I'm speaking multiplayer, because single player is easy. I mean, single player, you can just decide that at a certain point it rains, and whenever the player is, you don't care, right? You don't care. So, or you do it by proximity. We could also do something different. We could consider we could have, I'm thinking something a bit crazy, but I think it's a good idea. Instead of basing it on location, we could base it on players. So the player is bringing the weather with him, and after some time we switch to another player, and after some time we switch to another player, kind of randomly. And these players that are walking through the world are changing the weather for all the people that are next to them. I mean, it's a bit cheating. I mean, I'm cheating the system. I'm cheating my own system, because instead of having instead of having the position of the player being the one that determines what weather we have, we just have people that run around and change the weather. They don't know it, obviously. They don't know it. But we may bring it to, or we do another way, which is that we place some markers, we place some markers on the I mean, without doing it in boxes like this, which seems to be pretty stupid, by the way. Instead of doing by boxes, we place some markers. So let's say that this is the weather marker, okay? So we place one, whatever, let's say here, and we place another one here and another one here. And then we just calculate the distance of the player to that thingy, and that's the weather. So if a player is 100 meters from this thing or less, he gets that weather, and it is, I don't know, rain, and when he moves away, it becomes clear sky, and then when he starts to be closer to another one, the only problem of this method is that we have to cover the wall location, And no, it doesn't work, because if two players are coming from two different angles, it may be that they are in different weather. No, it doesn't work. It was a good idea, but it doesn't work at all. Because you need to have a transition. I don't know, I will think about it, boys. I cannot solve it now, but I think that was a good session, because we tested the fact that our we understood better the word composition. We tested the word composition. It is actually working. The server loads what we need to load. We just have to solve weather system in multiplayer. This is what we have to solve. So the question is weather in multiplayer. So what is the solution? What is the solution to multiplayer weather? Another way will be to do it on the skybox like we do now. And have a different skybox for each map. What if we do this? I mean, if we have each of our levels with its own skybox, and the skybox is actually dictating the weather, the only problem is that when you see two levels, you see two skyboxes, so you will have to choose one or the other. But that's the problem. I don't have a solution, but there should be a solution. I think there should be a simple solution. It's just that I'm not seeing it yet, I'm not seeing this solution at the moment, but I'm pretty sure there is one. We just have to, I think we just have to, or to ask to someone. I think I have a person I can ask, by the way. I have a person I can ask. I can ask him and see what he says. Okay, boys, I think I'm gonna go. It's late. So, yes. So, thank you for watching. And tomorrow I cannot stream. Thursday I cannot stream. I will stream Friday. Okay, so we will not see each other for 2 days, but the third day we will see each other. And Zwei, I got your Baked animations. I didn't know you were here. Maybe before going to bed, I can send you the Baked animations. I extracted 2 at the moment for the alien male. One is the walk, and the other is the stand. I mean the idol. And I think I can send them to you right now. Let me do this. I saved them. I saved them on this other PC. I saved them here. Yes. Test these 2 and tell me if they are okay. Let me just check where the hell I need to go to. I need to check the other PC. So the other PC, what is the name of that PC? Good question. I think it's this one. Yes. Let me see if I can get these animations. Yes, I think I can. Current package. Yes, these 2. So these 2 animations, I don't think they contain only the animation. I think they contain also the skeleton and the geometry potentially. I don't know. You should check. You should tell me if the way I exported those 2 is fine. I just need to upload them somewhere. So add to archive, we make a zip file and we call it alien anim px. And this guy I want to upload somewhere. Where do I upload it? I upload it on the main site, let's say. Authentication failed because it's expired. The FTP check. Do I have a simpler way to send it to you? Are you on Discord? Because maybe on Discord I can send you a file. Are you in the Discord thingy? Like here? Like, where are you? Like there? Can you connect there? I mean, do you have Discord or not? You should be on Discord. We have a PlanShift channel. It would be nice if you can do it. If you can be on Discord, because we have. You don't have? You should install it, I think. But anyway, I will try to email it to you. Let's see how big it is. It's very small. It's 500k. Yeah, I can email it to you. Fine, I can email it to you. And I can email it to you. I can email it to you right now. Let me just see if I see. No. So I have an issue in sharing the file to the PC where I have the email, but I will manage. I will manage. I will manage. Okay, you will receive an email soon. For now, I will say see you later. See you soon, and
Bye bye.